Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ashley Turner, and this is our second part in our two-part vlog series on the Power Center, on our ego identity. Last week we were talking about having a healthy sense of ego, fully acknowledging all of our beauty and magic and power, and in the same time fully acknowledging all those places where we have growing edges and weaknesses and faults. And this brings us to a healthy sense of self where we can own two sides of the same coin and we fully own our goodness and our challenges. So if we don't have this balanced sense of ego, it's very easy to get caught in what I call the shame-blame game, where if someone is criticizing you or something comes up in your life and one of your weaknesses is revealed, one of your challenges is revealed, we can easily start to spin into the tidal pool of shame. Or if someone else is blaming us or shaming us, we can really take it personally and take it on. And it's a really heavy trip. It's painful. It's painful. So when we're in that healthy sense of self and when we can fully acknowledge and own transparently, these are my growing edges. This is my shadow material. Then we can move forward with no shame. And when we acknowledge and accept those parts of ourselves that are tricky, that are harder to look at, then no one else can shame us. There is no power in shaming because we've already accepted those parts of ourselves. So we don't disown or feel bad or flog ourselves. If we haven't integrated and accepted those parts of ourselves, then we can easily project outward those qualities onto someone else, and we start blaming them for what they're doing. This comes up really, really commonly in our romantic relationships, of course, and also in our family relationships, where we're always looking at the other person. That the saying that when you're pointing at someone else, one finger is pointing at them, but three fingers are pointing back at you. So I just invite you this week to really be with and acknowledge and even appreciate and be grateful for those parts of yourself that are your growing edges, your weaknesses, your faults, and own them. And when someone comes towards you and is calling you out on that stuff, totally acknowledge it and own it in full transparency and say, you know what, you're right. This is something I'm working on. This is a challenge for me, and thank you for bringing it up. This is an opportunity for me to work on it. And this shifts us into a place of humility. And humility is one of the most beautiful qualities that we can carry, and just allowing ourselves to be human. Same root as humility, allowing ourselves to be human and have weaknesses and challenges. And instead of being ashamed of those, we're humble and we own those. And we use them as opportunities to move forward. So acknowledge the full spectrum of who you are, all your goodnesses, all your magic, all your weaknesses, all your challenges, and love every single part. And be really good to yourself. Have a wonderful week. Please let us know how this works for you. What are the things or the shadow elements that you tend to be ashamed of, and how they're actually opportunities. Tell us. Send us an email, share, like it if you like it, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much. Namaste.